Shetland round Britain and Ireland race, and it's all going a bit turbo. Here we are, just ploughing down the North Sea and sailing through the various gas and oil rig platforms. Both Malcolm and I are pretty tired right now. That severe gale that we went through took its toll on the boat and ourselves. Malcolm split his head open in the cabin because it was so rough. Minor bleeding, nothing major, but it certainly a bit of claret all over the cabin, certainly added to the effects of a bloodbath. I got washed out of the cockpit to the limit of my lifeline. Big wave broke over the quarter and laid us flat. That was pretty scary, I have to admit. Found myself pretty much floating in solid white foam water, which was not a new experience for me, but it came from behind and I didn't hear it to the last minute. So it caught me by surprise. Pretty scary. Huge waves out there, just massive, steep, dangerous, boat-breaking waves. But 56 miles to go to Lowestoft, and that marks the end of leg 4, the penultimate leg of the Shetland round Britain and Ireland race. The nice thing though about the Round Britain race is the camaraderie. Every race stopover, particularly the Shetland Isles, they have a very, very warm welcome for the yachtsmen, and that's just a wonderful sight to behold. Well, here we are, 22nd of June 2010. We're heading out to the start line from Lowestoft on the 5th and final leg of the Shetland round Britain and Ireland race. It's a lovely evening. We've got about 12 knots of wind from the south-southeast. A flat sea, which is in total contrast to the weather we had on leg 4, which was pretty diabolical and very heavy going. But this time it's going to be a tactical game rather than a survival game. And Malcolm and I are pretty psyched up, ready for the last 320 miles as we sail around the south coast to Plymouth, where this race finishes. We've got a reasonably healthy lead of 2 hours on the boat behind us. And the boat in front that's leading the race, Sunguard, has got about 2.5 hours on us, and we're very much fired up and focused to reel them in over the next 300 odd miles. But you know, the reality is any of the top 4 boats in this race can still win, so it really is going to be a clash of the titans as we force our way back to our home port of Plymouth. Just got to push hard and make the right choices at the right times. This plane was buskers literally 100 feet. I'm pretty sure it's Peter Earp from English Braids. No one else would be mad enough to get this low, man. I mean, this guy is just going mad. He's like 100 foot off the deck. Look at this dude, crazy boy. It's gotta be him. Yeah, baby! Woo!
Got a things to play for, a bit nervous, trying to concentrate, trying to make sure we get the right ball today into the night. Tonight I think it's going to be critical. We can get down to Dover by about 11 in the morning, should be with a good chance. Hoping the wind's going to come round, carry us up, but it's going to be a lot of hard work tonight, I think. Lovely sunrise today, and a fantastic sunset last night. Wind held up, all through the night. We've maintained good boat speed. Wind speeds have been sort of no less than about 6 knots, and we're trucking along now at about 8 knots in 9 knots of breeze. Got the Genoa up, thinking about the code sail, but probably not just at the moment. The sail on the horizon, could it be sun guard? We don't know, we suspect not, but it would be just great if it's sun guard just there and we pulled them in overnight. I think it's a long way to go though.
Light-aired sailing towards the finish. We've got about 80 miles to go to the finish line. The sun's on its way down now, and we've tacked in towards Portland Bill. Here we are off start point, sailing along almost becalmed, squeezing the slightest potential out of the boat from the most ficklest zephyr of wind. We've got Sunguard front arena just visible about 200 yards inshore, just underneath the light of start point. They're sailing with their spinnaker and struggling on speed, and we're coming in at speed with the code 0 more powered up at the moment. So this is where the lead of the race is. This is where it's going to be won or lost. We feel we have the advantage. We've reeled them in from a long way back. This should be our race. 18 miles to go. It's all to play for, and it's a dogfight. One big high since we left Plymouth 3 weeks ago, but I think some of the most poignant moments of the race that will stick in my mind is coming down the North Sea in severe gale force conditions, surfing up to 26 knots down the face of waves, which was pretty hairy, and also being washed out of the cockpit by a big wave, shortly followed by Malcolm.
Following the same way, just held on by the lifeline, but not just the scary moments. There's some funny ones as well. We're looking back, really. Alex trying to cut my hair after I'd cut my head. Gale Force 9, pair of scissors, trying to cut my hair, trying to plaster me out, but hindsight's quite funny, I think.
I think so.
Things like that were.
And of course, leading the race around Muggle-Flugga, the most northern tip of the Shetland Isles, and indeed the British Isles, and then sailing neck and neck with Sunguard front arena all the way to the finish, leading them with a comfortable margin, only to be becalmed less than a mile from the finish and then be overtook in the final stages of leg 4. The difference between the top 3 boats, 8 minutes or something. Oh, what a race.
Thanks, Mike.